Hello students, good evening. This is Dr. Balasubramanian. I am your biochemistry faculty on behalf of ADrPlexus, and it's a pleasure to meet you all. So this video about how to approach your university examinations as well as your next PG training for biochemistry, specifically biochemistry. So this video will help you to prepare yourself for the next PG entrance examination, exit examinations, as well as the university examinations. Basically, we were having NEET exams, which is now gonna be replaced by next exams. And next exam is going to be step 1, step 2, and step 3. So the step 1 will be at the end of second year of your MBBS, and step 2 will be at the end of fourth year, and step 3 will be at the end of CRRI. So we are predominantly focused about this step 1 because at the end of second year you will be having your preclinical as well as paraclinical subjects to be assessed, and the eligibility cutoff fixed has been 50%. So basically, if you qualify the step 1 only, you can go to the step 2, and basically if you're qualifying the step 2 only, you can go for step 3, and step 3 qualification will give you the right to practice, and step 2 marks will be considered for your postgraduate admission criteria. So all the more step 1 becomes more important, because in order to apply for the step 2 examinations, which is your postgraduate examinations, selection examinations, you need to clear step 1. So this is the brief gist about the next proposed, and as per the latest amendment, we are expecting something around 2023. Okay, so how to approach biochemistry. Biochemistry is basically a very abstract and a volatile subject. That's what people say as biochemistry. I read biochemistry a lot, but I forget it, keep on forgetting that. So basically, if you understand the orientation of memory, you will be very much surprised to know how to approach biochemistry. So supposedly this is the brain. Okay, so this is the brain, and we have a lot of areas here. Let me consider this area first. So this area is called as the hippocampus. Hippocampus is a part of something called as limbic system. The limbic system is made up of a lot of structures: amygdala, hypothalamus, thalamus, basal ganglia, hippocampus. And this hippocampus is basically involved in short-term memory, so STM. So you go to beach, you go to a friend's house, you make memories. Basically, these are emotion-derived memories, and all your short-term memories get stored in hippocampus. But then this hippocampus memory is like an erasable memory; it just fades off. So all the biochemistry which you lead basically is getting stored in the hippocampus. Okay, so but after a particular period of time, this memory, not only biochemistry, anything or any short-term memory for that sake, what happens is this just gets wiped off. So we need to consolidate this information. In order to consolidate this information, you need to transfer this into something called as the long-term storage area. So this is long-term memory, neocortex. So the neocortex is in the more superior part of the brain. So the neocortex is the place where the long-term memory is stored. So how to transfer the information from the hippocampus to the neocortex? The transfer of information happens if you know the memory, how the memory works. The memory is like an electronic circuit. The memory is like an electronic circuit, and suppose you all know that this is resistance and all those things. Okay, so basically there's a lot of resistance in forming the memory circuits. The resistance is overcome when you keep on revisiting the facts. So when you keep seeing the facts again and again, when you keep reading it again and again, what happens is this resistance is overcome and the circuit is strengthened. And when the circuit is strengthened, that automatically the information will be transferred from the hippocampus to the neocortex. So this is how we need to read biochemistry. So basically the crux of this concept is you need to revise. So how do you need to revise? So what ADrPlexus does is all our faculties teach you by something called as workbooks. So workbooks are passive active model. So what we do is we do half of the teaching, and then you take the notes in the workbook. Your workbook is designed in such a way that all of you will be taking the same content, and all of you will be having the flexibility to take the notes at the pace with the teacher. So these are the two main concepts behind the workbook. So each one of you will be taking the same notes as the teacher, because the teacher is also writing in the workbook same as yours, and all of you will be writing the same notes. The uniformity of the content is maintained. So this workbook has to be revised on a daily basis. So you go back, whatever the teacher teaches you that day, you have to read it the same day. So that is exactly why I told you the circuits will be strengthened only by this kind of revision, that is revisiting or revision. That is exactly what I told you. So, and basically, if you are again revising the topic before the next class, it adds to your circuit. It helps to retain the facts even better, even longer. Okay. The other thing is to discuss. So discuss it with your friends. Even better is to teach. You read something and you teach it to your friends. So all these things are keys to help you retain better. So discussing it with your friends also offers another advantage. You discuss another topic with him, he will discuss another topic with you. It saves time for both of you. So if you are a group of 5 and you are all reading each one topic, by discussing you will get 4 topics from your friends and your one topic will go to theirs. So that is always a win-win situation. You should never be afraid to discuss. You should never be you should never be shy to discuss. You should always be ready to teach someone. You should always be ready to discuss something always with others. So that is exactly why discussion is more important. And ideally, anatomy, physiology and biochemistry, you should read 1 hour per day per subject. So that is how the things should go. Per subject should be done 1 hour per day per subject. So basically, at least bare minimum, you should be reading 3 hours per day for all the subjects. Then the last point would be integration. Always integrate your learning with clinical concepts, clinical cases, clinical diagnosis. How do you going to apply this in your practical life? How do you going to apply this in your practice? If you correlate things, then the circuit becomes strong. So that is how you will retain better. And always read from standard textbooks. And these standard textbooks, why we tell standard textbooks? Because one thing, it helps you to understand better. The other thing is that most of the questions are framed from these standard textbooks. So you will be having a better perspective when you read with standard textbooks. So more than all this, finally, to help you, let me tell you another one thing. So there are 4 hormones in our body which are called as the happy hormones. So what are the 4 hormones? The 4 hormones are: number 1 is dopamine, number 2 is serotonin, and number 3 is endorphin, and number 4 is oxytocin. Now oxytocin is the love hormone, love your family. Endorphin is a painkiller, always laugh, watch a good comedy, watch Netflix, watch Korean soap operas, no problem. Serotonin is a mood stabilizer, exercise, cycling, take a walk in the nature. All these things will help you increase your serotonin, so it stabilizes your mood. And finally, dopamine is the reward chemical. So reward means take care of yourself, self-care, do small talks, small tasks, appreciate yourself. When you have all these 4 hormones in a good balance in your life will be happy, and you will be able to retain all the steps much better. And with this, so let me wish you all the very best for your upcoming examinations, and always stay in touch. We are always ready to help you. God bless you. Thank you.